In this video, I want to chat about security of crypto because this is something you keep on forgetting unless you really are affected or you make it and then you start to wonder what's going with your crypto, and it's often too late. So recently there were a couple of hacks, and right now there's a hack of LastPass. So if you, for example, put your seed phrase or private key into LastPass, then there's a big chance that your crypto money is gone. There's a couple of people affected, so this is actually the worst way of being affected, because if someone has your seed phrase or private key, they can do whatever. You don't have to sign any transaction, and basically there are a couple of people who got with like 20 ETH or more taken from them in a couple of runs. So this is really sad news, but this is like another reminder that you should really care about security, and there are a couple of ways you can do it. So one of the most common one is, first of all, don't write your seed phrase in any kind of online form. You have a piece of paper, you can divide that piece of paper into a couple of pieces of papers, and you have them in separate locations. That's like the simplest thing to do, and then even MetaMask is fine if you just keep on doing that, and then of course not clicking any links. If you want to just buy and hold and not worry about it, then the next best solution is not even have a MetaMask, but rather have Ledger, a hardware wallet, which allows you to basically put everything on this kind of piece of software, and basically if you need to sign any kind of transaction, you can connect it with your computer and then sign it. But basically it's only for example, if you want to start staking or maybe trade one coin into another coin, and you shouldn't do it very often. So it's not connected on the irregular basis to the internet, so there's no chance of getting hacked by signing some kind of a transaction, because it's so slow to actually sign anything. The only problem, of course, here is still that you can have your private key or seed phrase leaked, so you shouldn't really write that online. Now, if you want to go another level of security, and this is probably the thing that I recommend if you have significant funds, is that go with Gnosis. Gnosis is basically a multisig. Multisig meaning that you have multi-signature in order to do any kind of transaction. So this works as a smart contract that you put your money in. It's like a safe, and basically you have to have a couple of people to sign the transaction. You choose how you want to do it. So for example, you can have it to be 2 out of 4, 3 out of 5, 4 out of 4. So depending on you, that means that, for example, or 2 out of 2 is the simplest way. So 2 out of 2 is basically the 2FA you know from the standard word, which means that you need to have 2 devices that sign at the same time in order to confirm the transaction. So for example, you have your mobile phone, you have a separate MetaMask on your mobile phone, a separate account on your laptop, and then you need to sign from both. So even if somehow you got leaked from your laptop, then still your funds are safe in the smart contract. Of course, 2 out of 2 is a little bit problematic, because then if you lose one of those devices, you lose access to basically the money you have in safe. But you can think about things like 2 out of 3, 2 out of 4, 2 out of 5, and so on, which makes it that you need to two devices out of a couple of devices to sign the transaction. And in this case, if you lose anything, then you're still fine. For example, this works very well with DAOs, different kind of decentralized autonomous organizations. They tend to basically just have a multi-sig wallets where there's a couple of members at the board. For example, you have 5 members, and 3 out of those 5 need to sign a transaction in order for that to go through. So whenever someone is getting a grant or there's some big spend of money, then basically they all have to sign, or the 3 out of 5 have to sign. And this is really the best way to go about crypto, especially if you're worried, because this gives you a lot of security that you have. Of course, this is actually not that hard. I was already talking about Gnosis Safe on my YouTube channel before. You just have to launch a wallet. They will guide you through the process. It's a simple smart contract you have to deploy, but it's only by signing transaction, and you have some small amount of money you have to pay. Still, it doesn't make much sense if you doesn't have significant funds. Then you'll be just fine with having a hardware wallet, which is definitely on the secure end. But of course, depends on you how you use it. or just have, as I've mentioned, everything written on paper, and then have a hot wallet and a cold wallet, meaning that you have, for example, a wallet on one of your devices that you do not really connect to the crypto websites, and just have that on a secure way. Of course, to a certain extent, another way to think about security is going with centralized solution. There's a different kind of risk because, of course, then you trust someone that will take care for you. So, for example, you can go with one of the top exchanges like OKX, Binance, Maxi, Bybit, and so on that I've mentioned on my channel. Those are the top exchanges. But still, there's always a risk of some hack at the exchange, or maybe some kind of bankruptcy, like was the case with FTX. So people really trusted FTX for their money. This was the kind of the message that they got from Sam Bankman-Fried regarding FTX, how secure it is, that you should put every dollar basically that you want to have secured from the banks into FTX, and this ended really badly. So really what's also important is have a diversified portfolio. I'm not saying centralized exchanges are bad. They definitely are good and they can help you, but don't hold all the funds on centralized exchanges, don't hold all the funds on Ledger, don't hold all the funds on Gnosis, because different scenarios might happen and you should be ready for all of them. So this is basically the introduction to the security. Let me know in the comments what's your preferred way, how you think about security of crypto. And if you don't think about security of crypto, it's the high time you start thinking about it. We're definitely in the bear market. There are more and more hacks. People are getting sloppy, so you should be careful out there. And just take a break if you need to have one. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.